Hello and welcome. This is Rooflemonger, and this is my review of Dead or Alive 6. So, I want to preface this just up front here. My reviews here, I'm focusing on a review from someone in the FGC. So this isn't going to be like a review you might see other places. I'm not concerned about graphics, although graphics look great, don't get me wrong, right? I'm concerned about the quality of the content, the gameplay systems, the level of training and tutorial stuff, the quality of the online play, and just the overall quality as a fighting game. So if you're looking for a review for like weird, like, how does this work in 4K? This is not that review. This is a review from the FGC perspective.
And now, I am happy to declare the start of the 6th Dead or Alive tournament.
So first up here, let's talk the feature set. And when it comes to feature set, this is a pretty complete feature set. So we have the full cinematic story mode, very much in the vein of how Dead or Alive 5 did it with chapters and all that kind of stuff. If you are going to go through the cinematic story mode, keep in mind this is a direct continuation of the plot of older games. So if you don't know anything about Dead or Alive lore, well, go on a wiki or something. There is stuff in the DOA Central menu for story stuff if you want to learn that as well. But if you're going in fresh, keep in mind you might not understand everything, so keep it in mind. Anyways, next up we have DOA Quest. Now, DOA Quest is basically a thinly guised tutorial. You are given a series of over 90 challenges, and each challenge has something specific. Some of them start really basic, do a couple hits of a combo, kill an enemy with the super, that kind of stuff. But what it is it's just trying to teach you the gameplay mechanics in a kind of a real-world situation versus just training mode. All that said, so basically it's just trying to incentivize you to learn, the mechanics of the game besides just doing the tutorial stuff. You will earn gold as currency used to unlock stuff, and you'll also get costume parts, and Dead or Alive's all about the costumes, right? So the more you want to get your costumes, the more you want to get your unlocks, hey, you better go in here and start learning how to actually play the game. So in that manner, I think this works really good as a kind of guided learning experience. Now, onto the rest of the feature set here. So, local versus, obviously. We have an arcade mode. Some fighting games tend not to launch with arcade mode nowadays. That's kind of weird. We have time attack. We have survival. And quickly, I just want to mention survival. Dead or Alive survival, so usually it's a bit different than other fighting games do it. And I've always loved the Dead or Alive survival formula. Back in the day, I played countless hours of Dead or Alive 4 survival. So basically, you're just in the ring. And you fight an endless amount of enemies, and you can just pick up items that drop off the ground. I don't know. I find it very addictive. If you like survival modes at all, hey, this is one of the better ones to be sure. Now, onto the training and tutorial stuff. I am very happy to say this game has a very full-fledged tutorial for one. So if you are new to fighting games, there is over 40 categories and anywhere from like 3 to 10 things in each category. It teaches you everything from the baby basics. If you're brand new to fighting games, you're going to need the baby basics, to a lot of like edge case specific stuff, talking about, danger zones, talking about like how certain kinds of stuns work, and there's a lot here. And if you are looking to learn the game, I'm very happy to say the tutorial will get your back on this. And on top of that, there's full command training, there's combo training. Combo training shows, baby basic combos to more advanced stuff. Even me, like some of the combos in the combo challenges, I struggle a bit. Like there's some of these are like real deal things, right? So there's a full-fledged suite of training stuff for tutorials for you to learn the game. Now, as for the actual training mode itself, I'm very happy to say this is definitely one of the best training modes in years. So, if for nothing else, some games, although it's still very rare, sadly, some games do show frame data in the training mode itself, right? But no game really shows it to the detail that Dead or Alive shows it. So, you will see. You hit any button, doesn't matter. You hit like just stand jab, right? Stand jab, okay, here's the startup, here's the active frames, here's the recovery frames, here's it is what on block, here's it is what on hit, and everything. Does this move track? Does this move not track? Anything you want to know about a move, just do it, and it'll tell you everything there is to know about the move. On top of that, there's multiple tabs there, so you can see like distance values and all that kind of stuff. So for just that alone, it's fantastic. Like everything you could ever want to know is literally hit a button, here's everything you need to know about the move. Done. So you don't have to worry about written down frame data, which sometimes some games have it incorrect, because it is happening live in front of your face, it's reading the frames in front of your face. And on top of that, all the options are great. the standard suite you would expect for training dummy stuff, you know, recordings, how dummies act, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, when it comes to the training mode itself, definitely a home run. As for some of the other features real quick here, we have DOA Central. There's your costume stuff. You can dress up your characters from there. There's a theater mode. You watch your replays. It's easy to save replays in this game, thank God. There's a photo mode if you want to do that. Tons of customizable music stuff if you're looking for that. Tons of the lore, trivia, all that kind of stuff, all there in DOA Central. Now, let's get to one of the big ones, potentially the biggest one for a lot of people, just the online play. I'm happy to say that code holds up. So, netcode is always, for someone like me, I mostly play online, right, because I live in the middle of nowhere. So, for me, online's a big deal, and the netcode is good. It holds up, so if that was your worry, here we go. Now, one thing, sometimes you have bad matches even when the netcode's good, right? And you wonder, well, how come that happened, right? Said I had a good connection, and I am, oh my god, I'm over the moon that they have taken the cue from Injustice 2. So this game will delineate between if this player is on Wi-Fi or if this player is on wireless. If you're on wireless, don't get me wrong, I still like you as a person, but you're a bad person still, because, oh my goodness gracious, Wi-Fi sucks so bad for fighting games. So, when the servers went live, I had a 5-bar Wi-Fi connection match, which was effectively unplayable, and I had a 3-bar wired connected match, which was played fine, right? So, yeah, like, to be able to see the Wi-Fi players, if you're on Wi-Fi, please get off Wi-Fi. I know some people have certain situations. You can get, like, a power line adapter or something. Just please get off Wi-Fi. I don't want to rant about this, but come on. Anyways, so if you are the kind of person who doesn't want to play against Wi-Fi players, you don't have to play against Wi-Fi players. You will see the icon that's for their Wi-Fi or wired, and you can play your matches accordingly. So thank God for that. Besides that, the online feature set, so it's a rank 2 out of 3 if you both players agree to rematches. Now, here's a sad part. So as of the time of this going live right now, the game is live, but it does not have lobbies. So you can do ranked matches online, and that's about it for now. So lobbies are coming this month, potentially even in a week or two. The game was delayed, and the fact that this is still not there on day one, that's a bit of a... that's unfortunate, to say the least. It's not the end of the world, because it's coming fairly shortly after launch. Once again, it's coming this month, right? This month being March when I'm recording it. But the fact that it didn't launch with lobbies, just so you can do casual matches, you don't... do anything other than rank, that is a bummer. It's coming, I know, but it is not coming on day one, and that stinks. Now, as for the gameplay itself, so it's still the triangle system of strikes, holds, aka counters, and throws. Strikes beat throws, throws beat holds, holds beat strike. So if you want to know how the basics of the gameplay work, please check the beginner's guide on the channel. That'll be linked at the end of this video. But the basics are still there. So obviously a lot has changed in between versions. So a lot of it is kind of under the hood stuff. So the stun system has been simplified. There's now only critical stuns and fatal stuns versus you had to worry about sit down stuns, limbo stuns. If you don't know what I'm talking about, trust me, there's a lot of stuff there. We obviously now have a super bar with the addition of the break blow and break hold. So basically super hit and super counter, and that features very well into the game plan. Other things like launch heights have been kind of universalized. I love that. There's now bounds, so you can universal ground bounce a lot of characters mid-combo. Not everyone uses it the same way. Other people find it more important than others, but yeah, there's a lot of changes from this game versus just, say, Dead or Alive 5. A lot of the new stages as well, because stages are a big part of the gameplay in Dead or Alive series. The museum stage is one of the greatest stages ever made, straight up. The car stage is really fantastic, unlike you really need to know your wall combos in that stage. And of course the characters. The characters are a very big part of the gameplay, right? So what does the characters look like? Well, it's basically a who's who of Dead or Alive classics. So there is no Virtual Fighter characters this time around, very unfortunately. As a big VF fan myself, that's a bit of a bummer, but still, it's basically almost everybody you expect. So there's no Ein, but Ein was Hayate, so he's in the game anyway, sorta. There's no Leon, and if you know the old man rooflemonger channel here, Leon's one of my favorite game characters of all time, so no Leon kinda really stinks, but I'll get over it. But basically, when you pick like a lot of the core characters, this is basically what you'd be looking at, right? There's no Momoji, there's no Rachel, but Is there Kasumi? Yes. Is there Zach? Yes. Is there, Lisa, Tina, Mila, Christy? Yeah, they're all back. So also we have 2 new characters here. So we have Diego, who's very much just a punishing, brawling kind of character. A lot of guard breaks, a lot of just in-your-face kind of stuff. Very straightforward. And we have Nico, who's a very unique character. A lot of tricky stuff, a lot of holds where she can hold her moves for either more damage or guard break. And a lot... she's not a character I I don't have the grasp her yet, right? Diego's kind of straightforward. Nico's a lot trickier. We also have a lot of people returning from later revisions of Dead or Alive that were DLC. So we have Hanoka, we have Marie Rose, Tengu's back, Phase 4 is back. So yeah, overall, it's a very complete roster. So now if we take it all in and look at it as a complete product, Dead or Alive 6 has effectively accomplished everything it set out to do. So it's a very full-featured game. We have, the cinematic story mode. We have Dead or Alive quest, which will teach you the game just by playing the game. We have all the usual versus stuff you would expect, including time attack and survival, which a lot of games forget about nowadays. Maybe they're not hypercritical, but they're good time wasters and they're fun. An incredibly full-fledged training mode. Can't stress that enough. Between the tutorial stuff and just the quality of the training mode, which is very important for anyone who cares about fighting games. That's super awesome. The online play holds up, and thank you God for letting me choose between Wi-Fi users and wired users, because oh my God, please get off Wi-Fi. Anyways, we have a lot of fun gimmicks and gigaws in the DOA Central mode, and the quality of the combat is strong. It's always been strong. I've always personally loved the way Dead or Alive combat works, as it rewards getting in the enemy's head more than basically any other modern fighting game. As if you do brain dead stuff in most other fighting games, well, oh, it's plus frames, I gotta respect it, or this, that, and the other. And Dead or Alive is no, if I know you're gonna do the same thing forever, I'm just gonna counter out and you're done for free, right? You have to mix things up. And that's always been one of the best parts about the Dead or Alive combat system. So with all that said, that's all in the positives. There is one negative I'll assign to this game, because once again, everything holds up, netcode's good as well too, but they did not launch with the lobbies online. So if you want to play with your friends online, you effectively can't right now. Now, as of the time of this recording, yes, it will be out soon, but it is still not out on day 1, and they already did delay the game for like last minute polish, and even with the delay, it's still not here on day 1, and that is absolutely a strike against the game. Maybe in 2 weeks from now this is resolved, sure, great, but right now here on day 1, there's no lobby system, and honestly that kind of stinks. Yes, you can still play ranked online, that's great, but no lobby system and otherwise completely full-featured, brimming with content game, having no lobby is definitely a black mark. Now, that all said, here on the Rooflemonger channel, we review things and we grade things. We only use one measure, and that is the scientific best measure, and that is fat monkeys. So, how many fat monkeys out of 5 will I give Dead or Alive 6? And I will say that it's going to be a solid 4.5 fat monkeys out of 5. The only thing that is holding this game back, because once again, I think this game set out everything it wanted to do. It accomplished everything it set out to do and did it very well, but the fact there's no lobbies on day 1 is a black mark against the game, and yes, it will be fixed, it will be resolved, and probably fairly soon, but here on day 1, it is what it is. But still, other than that, it's an incredibly full-featured game, plays great, looks beautiful, plays well online. You can avoid bad matches online thanks to being able, I know I keep bringing this up, but still, it's a really good thing that I'm able to see Wi-Fi players so I can avoid them. But yeah, as a total package, Dead or Alive 6 is fantastic. But anyways, that is it for this video. So thank you very much for watching. I hope this video has found you well. Go out and play some Dead or Alive.